Hi. So in today's session, I'll be coming up with suggested strategy and tips for IIFT. Fine. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Pradipta and I'm alumnus of IIM Ranchi. Okay. So let's start with the strategy. What I feel should be the strategy, and then you should carry on with this. First, let's talk about different sections and why I'm telling you sections because sections and questions are also playing very important role, right? So the sections, whatever it comes, is one is general knowledge and current affairs, general knowledge and current affairs, right? Another is maths or quantitative aptitude, and another is data interpretation and reasoning, and then English. Basically, English means it is verbal ability, right? So here you'll be having uh, RC as well as the grammar part as well as vocab part. Okay. So in general knowledge, you get static GK as well as current affairs. Of course, business related questions are also there. Maths will be a general question for arithmetic, algebra, number system, and so, right? DI questions are purely data interpretation questions where the graphs are given and questions are asked. And reasoning will be purely reasoning questions, right? With respect to different types of reasoning questions you have. English, you have got reading comprehension. English, you have got uh, vocabulary related question. That means it talks about, say, fill in the blanks, right? Right. And then the meaning or opposite, antonym and synonym, all those, right? So these are the things you have, right? So generally, what you have over here is generally you get in general awareness is 20 questions. You get 20 questions around. Maths, you get 25 questions, right? Approximately, it is the pattern. This is how the pattern is one, right? And DI and reasoning is 30 questions, right? And English is 35 questions. Okay, so this is how the pattern is. All right. Now, the most important thing is what are the important factors you have which affects your test taking strategy, right? The first most important thing what I feel is there are sectional cutoffs. So please remember there are sectional cutoffs. So you have to clear the sectional cutoffs. So all the sections, I showed you four sections, all the four sections, there are different sectional cutoffs and you have to clear that. Generally, sectional cutoffs, if I want to translate in terms of, say, number of correct answers, it is somewhere around 7 to 9 correct answers. 100% correct. If you say 100% correct if you are solving. So that means effectively, if you are solving say 7 to 9 questions correct, right? So then you are clearing the cutoff, right? But please remember, clearing only clearing the sectional cutoff will not help you to fetch the call, right? What you need to do is you need to look at the overall cutoff also because if you add up the sectional cutoffs, it will be very low with respect to overall cutoff. Okay. Now this is a very crucial one. So don't feel that sectional cutoffs I have done. मैं पूरा clear कर दिया sectional cutoff तो मेरा काम हो गया. Right. कुछ नहीं हुआ है अभी because the overall cutoffs is also to be done. Because if I add up the sectional cutoffs, say for example, if you add up the sectional cutoffs, it is coming out to be say 22. The overall cutoff is somewhere around 32. Right. So this is how the effect is. So that is why the strategy part is very important. So one factor is sectional cutoff you need to keep in mind. Another is the overall cutoff also you need to keep in mind. And one important thing, you can swap among sections. तो एक सेक्शन से दूसरा सेक्शन आप जा सकते हैं, राइट? जो कि कैट में नहीं होता है. कैट में एक ही सेक्शन में आप पूरा टाइम इन्वेस्ट करिए, सेक्शन सबमिट हो जाएगा, then you go to the other section, right? Here you can swap among the sections. So this is an advantage, right? Now considering these factors, I'll be putting the suggested strategy. What are the suggested strategy? So next slide is very important, right? So have a look on that. Fine. So first important thing is take care of sectional cutoffs. So how to take care of sectional cutoffs? That's more important thing. That means how to clear the sectional cutoff, right? So how to clear the sectional cutoff. Well, here my suggestion is this: what you need to do is just uh, you just go to all the four sections fast and try to clear the sectional cutoffs. What I wanted to mean is, see, first, see, there are sections. If I just put sections as QA, then VA, then DILR, and then I'll put as GK and current affairs, right? So what I wanted to mean is, you know, the sectional cutoffs will be somewhere around 7 to 9 equivalent correct answers, right? So what you do is, my suggestion is, first you go to each and every section and try to clear the sectional cutoff. How do you do that? Kaise karenge wo? Right. Now, my suggestion is, first, what you do is, you among these three sections, QA, VA, and DILR, right? Out of these sections, wherever you are strong, okay, right, you start from that section and try to solve 9 to 10 questions, right? It may be some error, so I'm taking 9 to 10 questions. You do it, solve it, right? So say, for example, if you are very strong in, say, English, so you go to English section, solve 8, 9, 10 questions, right? And stop there. So maybe somewhere around 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes you spend on there, right? And then, say, for example, next comfortable is QA. So go to QA, right? And there you spend once again 15-20 minutes, right? And then say 15-20 minutes or equivalent to, I'm putting in this way, equivalent to 9 to 10 questions, correct? Okay. Then you go to DILR. Fine. Once again, do the similar thing, right? Now these three are done, and then you know that you have cleared the cutoff. So here 20 minutes, if I take 20 minutes, it comes out to be how much? It comes out to be 60 minutes. Okay. The total test is of 120 minutes, right? Now go to GK and current affairs. So GK current affairs is something which you never know that you how many questions you'll be able to solve. Okay. So what you do is, GK total 20 questions, take maximum 10 minutes, finish it off. Right. Finish it off means all the questions you read and whatever you can solve, you solve. Whatever you cannot solve, if you can guess, or there are a lot of interesting things I'll suggest. Say, for example, if it is a matching. So matching, you may not be knowing all, right? So if you know one matching or two matchings, right? So that you can eliminate the option and do. And at times, what you can do is, if you know that this option cannot be the answer or this option may be the answer, so somehow elimination, and then you can solve, right? So those strategies, I believe you are aware of all this, right? So what you do is, GK section, spend 10 minutes, finish off all the questions, whatever can be done, done, or cannot be done is done. Okay. So that means 60 plus 10, 70 minutes is done. Okay. How much is left? Once again, 50 minutes is left. Now you go back. So I'm talking about sectional cutoffs are taken care now. Now you need to take care of overall cutoff. That means next what you do is, the section which you are strongest, you go back to the section and solve the questions. Once again, you have got 50 minutes, right? So you know that VA is the strongest, so you go back and solve VA questions. Then you know that QA, I have another 5, 6, 10 questions can be solved, so solve that, right? DILR, if you feel that another 10 questions I can solve, so solve that, right? And then your time is up, right? So that is how you can take care of overall cutoff also. Okay, I hope you have understood the strategy, right? First, out of this, you solve 9 to 10 questions correctly or try to be correct, right? And then you go to GK section, finish it off. So it will take somewhere around 60, 70 minutes, right? 60, 70, 75, whatever. So sectional cutoffs are taken care. Now, then once again, you go back to these sections and maximize the score so that overall cutoffs are being taken care. ठीक है, this part is clear, right? अच्छा, one more thing. See, QA, VA, and DILR sections. The QA section you can very well scan. I hope you know what is a scanning, right? You read all the questions and try to find out that which questions are very easy, can be solved. So in the first lag, you solve all those questions, right? Now you know that, okay, these questions are moderate, I can solve these also. So you mark all those questions, and when you come back in the second time, so you solve all those questions. Similarly, DILR also, you know that which sets you can solve, which sets you cannot solve. Now, if you look at VA, VA means I'm talking about RC as well as the grammar part or vocab part. Now, VA, what will happen is, in VA, if you look at a vocab and antonym, synonym, or those kind of questions, you know or you don't know. So you have nothing to do. It's something like a GK and current affairs type of question. If you know, it's okay, mark. If you don't know, then you cannot mark, right? Right. So in this case, you are limited. You are supposed to be limited over here. Okay. Then you go to RC and solve the maximum number of questions over there. RCs are not very difficult, right? You can very well solve. Okay. So that is how you do. DI, if you look at a DI sets are generally big, right? DI calculations are big. Fine. So of course, calculations are big. It's okay. You have to solve that, right? So don't feel that, okay, how do I solve that? It is very big, right? And so and so. Okay. This is all right. So my strategy or my suggested strategy will be this only. Fine. One more important thing, as you can understand that only 2 hours 40 minutes. Now, if the time of the test is less, so it is actually very difficult in the sense, what happens is, if anything goes wrong in a particular question or a particular set, right? So there is a very less opportunity to recover, right? That means what I wanted to mean is, if you stack up in a question, or if you stack up in a set of questions, say LR question or DI question, right? So you have lost the time, right? So how to make up time? It's quite difficult if the duration of the exam is less. So that means this is a very important point. Do not stack up at a question or a set of questions. So कोई question में आप अगर solve कर रहे हैं और आप रुक गए, क्वेश्चन में आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रहे, राइट? यू आर स्टक अप, राइट? तो क्या करेंगे? यू हैव टू लीव द क्वेश्चन इमीडिएटली. दैट इज वन थिंग यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. और सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस मींस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट डीआईएलआर क्वेश्चन. दिख रहा है आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा है, इमीडिएटली यू move ahead. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult. Okay. All right. So I hope this will be helping you a lot, and uh, you will be liking the session, right? So if you are liking the session, please like this, right? And all the best for your IIFT examination, and keep watching my videos. My videos are on, right? So, and I'll be requesting you to subscribe, because this channel talks about all free materials, right? And if you subscribe the channel, you'll be having all the details about myself, so you'll be able to know about myself, right, and other details, right? So please subscribe this, and then click on the bell icon so that you can get notification of further sessions. And of course, I'll urge you to like the session, right? Okay, so thank you very much for watching this. Bye bye, and all the best.